You are live on Morning Vibes with Kwambokes and Bunde, and officially it's time for On My Grind.
And you know, on my grind, we want you as an MVP to walk different and talk different and improve yourself as an entrepreneur.
Ati what?
And improve yourself.
Improve.
Najua P.
Improvement.
Najua P na B. Sasa hata juu PPI na BBI. Najua last time uliongea juu ya PPI.
Yes.
Mi ulini lose after hiyo. Mimi nashangaa udema anaongea juu ya PPI, huh?
Oh my God.
But this hour is called On My Grind, and we want you as an MVP to improve yourself out there. And even if you're an entrepreneur, to make sure maze uko well ahead of kila mse mwingine. Na pia kawe ni employee, ukule salary na si viboko.
Yes.
And our first guest for this week is Marcus. And Marcus is someone who turned his love for upholstering boring canvas sneakers. Kuna wasi saizi wako kwa maathiri wamevaa tu ngoma zao plain to evil, but this guy, he basically pimps your Ngomas. His passion turned into an online business called, enda tu hapo Instagram ama Facebook ama Twitter at Ngomas by Marcus, Ngomas na Z. And he's here today to talk to us about his grind. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Marcus Jean Louis.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Marcus.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
Vibes, bro.
I'm good.
All right.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invite.
What's your first memory of painting?
Obviously, it's that nursery school finger paint thing, yeah? Mm-hmm. You know that when you're making those drawings and they make you do your handprints in paint and all that. So that's the first memory. Yeah.
And how did you then fall in love with painting?
I'll just put it as, let me talk about the story of the paint now with the Ngomas. Mm-hmm. In high school, I used to do graffiti, just basic art. Yeah. So one time at home, I was just looking at my sister's shoes, the plain Ngomas, they're just white, and she had a set of paints that were hers just for fun, not for the shoes. Yeah. So I saw the shoes, and then I looked at the paint, and on them it was written for fabrics and acrylics. Mm-hmm. So I just decided, what the hell, let's try this out and see what we can come up with. And I think I just gave it a quick guess based on like basic patterns and whatever. Yeah. And after I was done with them, her reaction was she really liked them. So,
because that was my next question. Yeah. She liked the shoes. She's like, Marcus! Dexter and Didi.
No, she liked them.
Did you envision painting as a career?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, that's why, so a timeline is, this was January 2018. Mm-hmm. So I did her pair first, and then I moved to Mombasa for work. Mm-hmm. So when I came back after my contract ended, I came back to Nairobi, and then I found that there was so much feedback from the pair that she had from her colleagues at work, from family and all that. So I started doing like, I would call it like maybe a pair in 2 weeks. Like it wasn't a big business. It was just, sort of a hobby. Yeah. So I made a couple of pairs. Then these people showed their family abroad. Her colleagues now want to order. So the order started picking up. But still at that point, that's now November 2018. At that point, it still wasn't a big thing. Yeah. It wasn't a brand. I didn't have a logo. I didn't have a page. Yeah. So I met a friend of mine, my business partner now, Wangari. So I just quickly showed her pictures on my phone of the shoes, and she went crazy. So she kept on asking me, have you put this on social media? Have you posted? I was like, no, I haven't. So she's do it quickly.
We're going to take a break from that because we want to talk about the aspect of making it a digital business. But of course, Brian, when you're listening to this, wewe unakuanga na hobby gani?
Guy kukula tu.
We unaona? Hiyo hizi tani went to. Where do you draw your inspiration from? The irony is lost to me. Draw, paint. Yeah. Where do you draw the inspiration? Because when you look at every shoe and for those of you who are tuned in right now, of course, you brought samples, yeah?
Yeah,
we're gonna look at the samples in a bit. Where do you draw the inspiration that you put on these shoes? Because when you look at brands like and this is the direction of designing or collaborating with big brands. Like if you look at Nike, the work they do with what's this guy for Off-White called? and he just basically looks like he's drawing all over. Nike has made the shoe, then he now he draws all over it. The outfits as well. When you look at Pierre Moss as well, does similar things. When you look at Lowell and NYC, he's also doing the same thing. But now him has bringing the African art to it. Where do you draw your inspiration?
For me, like you've just finished off, I really have a passion for Africa and Kenya. So all the designs that I come up with, I try to be as creative as possible, because you see, these are just plain white shoes. It's a blank canvas. So all that I have in my mind is how can I make this as authentic to Africa as I can, by the patterns, by the colors, by the designs. So for me, when I'm given creative freedom to make a pair of shoes like the ones I made you, now it lets me just stretch my mind and I try things I've not tried before. But now with the way the brand is right now, I get clients who I want like Kwamboxer shoes. So people are in that direction. But for me, the creative freedom, I always want it to be authentic and one of a kind. That's what I do with all my shoes. I make sure that your pair is bespoke. No one else will have a pair.
When you grab a pair, how long does it take you?
For now, I was on a bit of a hiatus, but normally with the normal range of orders, it will take me like 7 to 10 days for you to have it with you delivered.
Wow. All right, we're going to take a small break. When we come back, remember you can go onto the website, that's vibesradio.co.ke, and see what we're talking about. Marcus has some samples here in studio, and you'll never know. You're probably listed there, ngoma zako zinakanika, zimebeat, zimeparara. Marcus anasema anaweza chukua hizo viatu venye ziko zimebeat. Brian, ongea na wewe. Anaweza zichukua azitani into kitu yenye kila mtu anasema wow, wonderful.
Stay with the reggae rhythm. It's the inspiration sent from the king.
Shout out to mmoja wetu hapa MVP anaitwa Lefty Blacks. Anasema torn between Poppy ni mdeadly but Cartel is the wild boss. So najua amepigana ni kura hapo. Remember, there's a poll still going on for Rhythm Wars. Make sure you vote. Make your vote count. Because before the end of the show, we will unveil nani ndio amewabambare the most.
Show unasikiza saizi inaitwa Morning Vibes, na hii hour tunaongea juu ya On My Grind. Na in studio tuko na mjama anaitwa Marcus, who's focused on pimping your Ngomas. So Marcus,
for the parents who are listening,
yes,
he upholsters
your Njumus
your Njumus that have, like, imagine if you have this in Ngomas, like if you check the studio right now, every single one of us has rubber shoes, tunaita canvas shoes like Ngomas and Converse, yeah. And so kazangu kuna zingine za blue na za pink niko nazo wanze. Hiyo ya pink sasa imeanza kuwa sijui light pink. Unanielewa? Na hiyo ya blue imekuwa sky blue.
Imekula maisha.
So I was thinking, do I throw them out? Hawa niende nipate wale wasawatoi. Unajua wale wasawatoa? Wale wasayenyo kwa ngana toa. Kwa ngana die. Unaweza nunua jeans maze uioshe one time. We hang. Jeans ilikuwa blue. Hang ni white. Unashanga. Ni nini nile hapa?
Day yote imemwagika.
Kumbe wamedaidai hapo. Die.
So Marcus, at what point did you realize that this was just no longer a hobby?
I think I would put it as that point when I came back from working in Mombasa. Now you're out of the constant salary range life now.
Yes.
So after I started doing these orders, building up now the numbers, they're starting to stack up and everything. It just takes quick math to notice you're now almost pushing 20 pairs a week, every 2 weeks, and then you're doing the math and you notice it's actually quite profitable with the way the prices were and the way the orders were coming in. So after I created the social media page, I started getting such a big influx of orders and people asking me what's the brand's name, like is it a biashara or whatever. So that's how now we decided to start and become Ngomas by Marcus.
Okay. What challenges are there painting, especially on shoes? Because you see, you are not using a canvas like wase wengine ati ndo hii board that you're painting on. You're literally painting on shoes and
they're second-hand shoes. Mtu anakuleta viatu zinanuka.
Yeah, that's happened.
What?
Yeah, a couple of times.
What?
Yeah, people
Hata
bring
Oshi.
dirty shoes. Yeah.
Okay.
Na wewe tu hapo uko na gloves manze ama tu unazishika unasema Marcus straw juu.
No. You definitely have to get them washed first.
Yeah.
You wash them, let them dry, and then. But you definitely tell the owner after that you'll either have to top up the price because that's now you shouldn't be doing that for
Why
people.
are you washing someone's shoe though?
Yeah.
And in terms of challenges, ushaambia uchore kitu ukasema, hey brother, mini painter mpoa but hiyo hapana.
About now designs, so like I was telling you before, I'm really focused on African tribal prints. So anyone who comes with orders, there's people who want you to draw SpongeBob and what on shoes, but I'm not doing that art. I want to create my own
something
art.
That's different.
I don't want to do the cartoons and all that. So for those I even direct people, I know other pages on social media that they do that kind of stuff. So I'll always direct people. But design-wise, there are times people have crazy ideas of what they want done on shoes. People want words written on them and all that. And you see, the thing is, all this is done freehand. There's no rulers. It's absolutely freehand. So sometimes trying to match a design on two pairs and it's something like letters and all that, and you're doing blocks, it ends up being, you have to be really precise with what you're doing, because otherwise you have two pairs of shoes that don't look like they were made for each other.
Because that's usually the challenge. That's I was going to ask you, have you ever you've given someone has given you their shoe, you've promised them that you're going to draw Sijui Africa flying. I don't know what that is.
I'm a flag Kenya.
Sunset, and then you started drawing, then you realize, this I've drawn the sunrise. Or I've drawn a moon. Have you ever messed up the design?
One thing with this creative space is that you never actually really mess up unless you decide to go out of your lines or whatever, then you've messed up. But design-wise, if I go and follow a color scheme and notice that, this isn't working, you can just quickly twist it and make it make that look like it was part of the design. But if I've finished one side and then mess up on the other, and then that would be different. But luckily so far I've had a really good run because I try to be as precise as possible, especially because I'm doing them freehand.
Nice. What makes your design special?
I think it's my focus on the whole African tribal part of it, and also this culture that I'm trying to create with my brand of selling a bespoke item. Every time people tell me they want a copied design of someone else's pair on my page and whatever, I'll always try and convince them, can we twist it a bit? Because my whole brand was based around the whole fact that these are one of a kind. Your pair, you'll walk wherever you go, you'll never find anyone whose shoes look like yours. So all the pairs I make are all bespoke, and I think that's what makes it a special brand.
How do you target clients? Because it's all said, it's easier said and done. You say, okay, I'm bespoke, I have this this talent, but then there's a whole lot of other people who are doing this business. How then do you target your clients?
I think I would put it in the way that I'm marketing my brand right now. The feedback that I get from clients and people who follow me on social media, people end up spreading the word so quickly, and people buy the shoes, they post them, they tag me. So the funniest thing is I have no physical location for my brand. There's no shop, there's nothing. Everything I do is on my social media. So I think the way I've been pushing it on social media, pushing my brand, and then just coming up with designs that blow people's minds, gives me that sort of step ahead of people. So I just end up targeting clients by the quality of the work and just hoping the word of mouth goes well.
Brian, so many things I've learned from this guy today. One, because he was at employment.
Yes.
And then he was trying something else on the side. His passion. And then after he trying out his passion, the response was great. Then he set up to make it like a business.
Yes.
And then, he's like, okay, I'm going to use what I have. And word of mouth. Alitengenezea wa kwanza, wa pili, akamletea wa customer wa tatu, like that. Just making like sort of a chain, chain reaction.
Yeah.
I love it. Is this your only grind?
At the moment, it's what I'm focusing on because I'm still hoping to get back into employment. That's why today is actually sort of that relaunch for my brand because I was on a hiatus for about 6 months last year.
Yeah.
So now today is actually the first day my brand is back because I actually want to exclusively post my first pair for this year on this show. So I'll post the picture here live.
I'm excited about that. I'm excited. Brian,
Nitamletea viatu hata mimi. Hata mimi lazima watu wanione na mangomas maze.
wacha tuone venye atafanya hizo converse zangu. Hai, nakwambia ziliparara.
Yeah. Na Valentine's iko karibu.
Yes.
So kuna za red.
Unaona kwa nini you don't take part in this Valentine's Day? Thank you so much, Marcus, for sharing your story with us. For those of you who are listening and you're like, wow, niko na ngoma zingine zenye nili give up nazo. Because they're those shoes you have. You love them. But zimechaka. So kuzivaa mtu anasema, hey, zimparara. Patia Marcus as a pimp, man. Thank you so much for coming through. What is your handle so that people can get in touch with you?
On Twitter, it's at Ngomas with a Z by Marcus with no periods. And then on Instagram, it's Ngomas by Marcus.
All right. Period nika full stop. Sasa nikuulize Marcus, since you're planning to go back to work. Imagine your employer tells you, Cheki, allow me to beat you. And then they give you a job.
If he decides to beat me, I hope we are beating each other. Yeah, then I get the job.
Okay, so you're planning to be unemployed.
Stay with the reggae rhythm. It's the inspiration sent from the king.